Welcome back to another night to a shiur. Before I start, I want to say that this shiur is Lahatzlachatz. Gabriel Chai Ben, Ruben and Leah. He is very with open hands. He came and he said, "I'm going to sponsor Leman for the sake of the Jewish people," as we're going to discuss in this week's parasha and in the upcoming Chag, which is Chanukah. I just want to say another thing, Rabotai. You don't know what kind of rash, kind of sound you're making in Shamayim. This is the second week we're doing this, and in 2 weeks we both started at this time. We said it was going to start at 7:30. It always ended up an hour late. In Shamayim they want this to happen, but the Satan is playing. He knows how to fight. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to show him otherwise, right? We're going to be strong. We're going to show him we're going to go fight. We're going to continue our life. Now, we're in Parashat. Does anyone know Parashat? Vayeshev Yaakov Be'eretz Megorei Aviv. And Yaakov settled. He settled in the land of his fathers. So much to talk about. So much. Endless topics. Yosef, Potiphar. But it says 30 days to the Chag. We have to talk about the Chag. And the Chag that's coming up Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken, is Chanukah. One of my favorite holidays. They're all my favorite, but I'm going to explain to you why. You know, there's not so much about Chanukah. You guys should know this. In every holiday of the Jewish people, there's so much, the Gemara, we have so much information about it. The holiday of Chanukah is Bakoshi, it's 2 pages in Masachet Shabbat. It's not so big, it's very small. A small detail here, a small detail there. It was in the middle of the second temple, second Beit HaMikdash. Nothing crazy. But we have a lot of information from the Talmidei of the Ari, and the Ari himself. He brought down a lot of how big Kedusha this holiday is. Now before we start, we have to understand, where did this Chag start? What happened? What is the history? We have no book out of our 24 books. There's nothing that talks about Chanukah. So we have to start and to discuss. Alexander the Great, which actually, I don't know if you know the history, he came to march on Yerushalayim. He wanted to conquer Yerushalayim. And when he was traveling towards Yerushalayim, there was a tzaddik, his name was Rabbi Shimon. He was a Kohen Gadol. And he said, I'm going to go greet Alexander the Great. Why? Alexander the Great conquered, in such a small time, he conquered the whole known world. He came and he greeted, and Alexander the Great got off his horse, and he bowed down to who? Shimon HaTzadik. Wow. Alexander the Great, I don't think you understand. The person that conquered the whole known world. Persia, Syria, Egypt, everywhere. Greece, Rome, which was supposed to be Rome, Edom, he conquered. You have no understanding to this. And he bowed down to who? To some rabbi that does korbanot, that slaughters animals. And what was the story? After when he met Shimon HaTzadik, he went back in the source, and his generals were astounded. What? How can you do this? And he said, I'm going to tell you what happened to me last night. Last night I went to sleep and I had a dream. And in my dream, who came to me? Shimon HaTzadik. And he said, don't touch Yerushalayim. And he blessed him. And because of that, I'm not going to touch Yerushalayim. Alexander the Great was also good about it, even though this is not a topic about Alexander the Great. What he did, he mixed cultures. He wasn't against religions or cultures. He mixed them around. He took some of the people that used to cover themselves, put them in the countries where everyone was naked. Where someone was naked, put them with someone they were covered. It was very mixed culture. He liked to change stuff around. Let's say we were from Uzbekistan. Over there we have actually, you should know, Samarkand was his #1 prize country. Not Navai, sorry. But Samarkand was his #1 prize country. That the trade, we used to do trade. We used to do a lot of a lot of buying and selling over there. That's like the Bukhari, and also if you look at us, we all look different. Dark, tall, anything, light hair, dark hair, light eyes. Why? Because this was a country that everyone came to do business. And then they said it was good. The country was very nice to us, and they stayed there. But Shimon HaTzadik had a son, and his name was Yochanan Kohen Gadol. And at his time already, Alexander the Great passed away. And what happened? His empire was split into 4. One of the greatest part of his empires was conquered by a man, a very evil man. He was part of the Assyria Greek culture. Israel, neighboring country is what? Syria. What did he do? He came into Eretz Israel and he wanted to destroy la'akor et Torah. He wanted to uproot the Torah. He wanted to uproot the Torah, and what did he do? What's the one thing that he wanted to uproot the most? To destroy the lineage of the Kohanim. And how do we know this? Because before anyone would get married, they would have to pay a visit to this Rasham Merusha. He put a general there. His general name, if I'm not mistaken, this is from my research, Holofernes. Holofernes is some kind of shtuyot name, some idiotic avodah zarah. He comes every night. Kala had to get married the night before. They had to pay a visit to this Rasham Merusha, and he would have to bed her. He would have to be with her. And why is this a problem for Kohanim? A Kohen is not allowed to marry a girl that is considered a Zonah. If a Goy sleeps with a girl, which is a Pnuya, with a single girl, she is considered a Zonah. Not because she's an actual prostitute. And a sleeping even means one stroke, even though he didn't come out. Let's leave it like that. And from where do we know this last week's parasha? Dinah, what happened to Dinah? She slept with Shechem ben Hamor, and she was considered already a Zonah. She was considered a Zonah. Why? Because that person that didn't have a Brit Milah slept with her. And Reuven and Shimon, they got upset. You're touching my sister? What would we do? Not on anyone. We would terrorize that guy's head apart, no? How can you do that? Not because it's our sister, because it's a Jewish girl, Tara. We have a pure lineage. We're Jewish. We're holy. So what did they do? There was a tzadeket, and her name was Yehudit. Yehudit, tzadkaniya. What did she do? How did she save Am Yisrael? Rabotai, women that are kosher, women that are tzadkaniyot. Wow, what olam haba is waiting for them. Unbelievable olam haba. A woman that's kosher, a woman that watches herself. There are no words. No words can explain her schar. A person that learns Torah 24/7 doesn't have her schar. That she shouldn't be a chotel machti, oh, because I want that guy to look at me. Again, this is not a topic about women. What happens? Yehudit one day, she said, I had enough. She takes off all of her clothes. Who's she? She's the daughter of Yochanan Kohen Gadol. Which was the sister of Matityahu. She takes off her clothes, everything, and what does she do? She starts to walk on the street. What? What are you doing? Right away, they surrounded her, they took her in the house, and they said, are you normal? So what did she say? She said something very simple. What does it make a difference if I walk in the street naked, or this Rasham Merusha is sleeping with all the Jewish women before they get married? Tell me, what's the difference? How come no one's standing up for the woman? No one's getting up and saying, look what they're doing to our girls. Why does it make a difference? She took matters in her own hands. How about us? Do we take matters in our own hands? What did she do? Right away, everyone got together. They said she's a tzaddik and she's a 100% right. They didn't go and stone her. She had a reason why she did it. Usually a person that does something that's abnormal, you can see this also from a child, is because they're seeking some kind of attention. There's something missing in the family. Something doesn't make sense. People don't stray off for no reason. Get it through your head. Kids don't stray off if the family is healthy. The family is not healthy, the kid starts to stray off. What did they do? She said, I have a plan. And now I'm about to tell you the story of her plan. She goes to her brother. She said, Matityahu Jonam, I love you, but you gotta do what you gotta do. She took a basket, and at that time, I want you to know something. They lived in a city called Modi'in. It was a walled city, and the Greeks, not the Romans, sorry, the Greeks were surrounding. For that, food shouldn't come in and come out. Why? You starve to death, you come out, and you just die. So what she did, she came up with a brilliant plan. She took a basket. She put different kind of loaves of bread, nice sweets. She took cheese, goat cheese. Goat cheese is very heavy. She took goat cheese, and she took old-aged wine. She walks with her maidservant. Remember, this Yehudit was a widow. She wasn't a married lady. She was once married. Her husband passed away. She goes out. She leaves her face open. Her hair was all covered. She left her face open. And who does she go? She goes to the Greeks, and the Greeks looking at her and saying, what are you doing here? She said, I came to speak to the general. Okay. Why not? The general comes, they bring him to the room. Wow, general, beautiful. Goyim, Goyim, they see something beautiful, they have no control, no self-control. They're like animals. Right away, they start staring. They don't even know what's happening. They're just looking at the person. She said, you know what? I came to be your spy. The Jews, they don't have too long. They don't have too long. They're almost done. You don't need to kill so many of your men. Me and you are going to work together. We're going to destroy all the Jews. She's beautiful. She's smart. What more can I ask for? No? Right away, he says, what's your plan? She said, listen, you can't beat the Jews until they eat not kosher. They need to eat not kosher. Once they eat not kosher, you're done. They're done. Their God is going to get angry. They're going to be done. They have very little food left. Their grain houses are running out. It's the middle of the summer. No more grain. You're going to be able to conquer them. Give it a couple weeks. So he asked her, how do you know? She said, I made a deal with the bodyguard, with the opening of the gate, the guard, that every night I'm going to go and he's going to tell me secrets, and we're going to, like that, tell him when to get out, when not to get out, like that, I'll save his life. Okay. He was so excited. He gave her tents. He gave her privacy. He gave her what she needs. You know, Goy, in the beginning, when he wants to catch someone, he packs all nice. Ooh, we love each other. We're the same. You're human, I'm human. You know, no problem. And like that, all the Jewish girls, Rahman and Islam, they fall in the hands of the Goyim. They fall in the hands of the Goyim. That's what we have. We have organizations like Lev Lachim in Eretz Israel that goes and save Jewish girls that fall in the hands of Rahman and Islam, on the hands of Muslim. Not that we hate Muslims, we don't hate them, but you do your thing and we do our thing. We'll live in peace like that. And they take our women and they make kids, and they think their kids are Muslim, but their kids are Yehudim like Kol Davar, because their mother is Jewish. So Yehudit, one day he's playing the game, 2 days, and the 3rd day already, this general says, listen, Habibi, I don't have time to feed Jewish women for free. What's going on over there? She said, you know what? I'm going to find out for you. But first, let's eat. I'm hungry. She takes out her baskets. Beautiful. Wow, he's getting excited. He feeds her. She feeds him nice cheese. She feeds her nice cheese. They eat some bread. She pours him some nice old wine. Why the Italians say you have to, when you go to a wine tasting, usually there's cheese there. How do I know this? I make wine. How do I know this? Because when you eat some cheese and you drink wine, it enhances the flavor. Cheese has a certain property inside that enhances. How is cheese made from? From milk. From spoiled milk. Hashem doesn't throw anything in the garbage. There's no such thing as garbage for Hashem. Everything can be used. Spoiled milk is basically enhanced flavor of I mean, cheese is an enhanced flavor of milk. It's pure flavor of milk. Whatever's left is just the little water or something that's left over it. So when you take the cheese and you drink the wine, it gives you also satisfaction, makes you full. So what did she do? She poured a nice wine, she gave him cheese and karachi. She said, Et la'asod la'Hashem, and she was with him physically. And a goy is like a goy. He got all the pleasures, food and woman. What more can you ask for? What more can someone want? Food and woman. And suddenly, he fell asleep. Yehudit said, listen, this is my chance, either now or never. She takes a spit and she goes to his neck and she says, Kaddish al Israel, and she whacks his head off. You know what kind of guts you need to have to whack someone else's head off? But at that moment, she didn't care. She said, right now I'm on a mission, I'm on a job. I have a job to do, I have to save all my brethren. She took a nice blanket or something, she wrapped it up, and she told her maid, time to leave. We gotta run. She takes the head and she goes where? Back to the town of Modein. And she goes to her brother, she opens it, she said, I have a nice surprise for you. Who does she put? A nice head. Ha! For you, Habibi! Something a man cannot do that woman can do, which is go to the end. Put a nice head. Wow, so beautiful. What happens? The next day, the Greeks get up and chaos. What kind of chaos? Who's going to be in charge? Goyim, they only want kavod. The general died, who's going to be in charge? By the time they're thinking who's going to be in charge, they had a whole bunch of Jews that used something called the guerrilla tactic, and they went inside the forest and they start to wipe out all the Greeks. This is not the actual story of Hanukkah. This is the beginning of the revolution. The beginning of the stand-up of saying, I am a Yid and I'm not going to change it. But let me ask you something. What did the Greeks already do so bad? Lamasa, really, what did they want to do? They wanted to open up an auditorium of sports. The Olympics started where? Does anyone know?
Greece.
In Greece. What's the problem with the Rambam says we have to work out? No? Of course, the Rambam came much later. Let's work out. We have to do exercise, bodybuilding, steroids. I know people that take chazak ve'ematz, right? Then they walk and they say, "How are you doing?" Right? They want to be chazak. Well, what's the problem already? What's the problem already? I'm going to tell you what the problem is. You see, the Greeks, Yemach Shemam v'Zichram, they used a very unbelievable, they were very smart. What did they do? They said, in order to destroy the Jewish people, we can't do it with force. Why? Who tried using force and didn't succeed? Haman Harasha. Haman also, if you look at the Aladisim, I don't know if we're going to have time to go through it. I would love to do it. I know the viewers online and many people told me your speech last week was too long. We have to shorten it. But I got to do what I got to do. Haman tried destroying the Jews physically. Did the Jews do anything wrong in the story of Purim? Nope, nothing wrong. What did they do? They went to the feast of Achashverosh. Okay, they went to the feast. It was glad kosher. It's good. They themselves didn't do something wrong. But by the Greeks, they themselves did something wrong. What did they do? They said, it's peaceful, Habibi, we're just going to university. We're learning philosophy. Hellenism. It was called Hellenism. I'm going to ask you a question. Who did worse? I'm sorry I have to say these names. I try not to say these names. Hitler Yimach Shemo or Stalin Yimach Shemo? Who did worse to the Jewish people?
Who? Sounds dumb.
Hitler. I'm sorry to break it to you. Stalin did worse. Why? What did Stalin try to do? He didn't want to kill the Jews. He killed everyone. That's beside the point. He said, I'm going to bring a new ideology. What is that? There is no God. No God. We'll be, we'll suffer, we'll do what we do. The Jews are still suffering more from Stalin, Yamach Shemot, than from Hitler. Why? Because if a guy puts a gun to your head, do you hate him? Yes. But if a guy gives you a book full of garbage, do you hate him? No, you start to like it actually. It becomes interesting. Why not? Let me learn. And that's what the Greeks did. And I must make a protest, I must do it now, not because I want to. How do we see this happening now in our days? How Hashem plays everything perfectly. There's no such thing as coincidence. Last week, I don't know if you heard, the American society, the educational department, they should first go to their public schools and they should worry about their own public schools before they touch the yeshivot. They come and they say the yeshivot, they need to have more secular studies. What? The most noble prizes in the world come to the Jewish people. The smallest population, but yet the most noble prizes come to the Jewish people. The smartest people on the earth are the Jewish people. The highest lawyers, the best doctors, I'm sorry to say this, I'll be blunt, are Jewish people. And yet our education is bad? Our education is bad. I'm sorry. If they would know that they should teach some religion in their school, if they should know that if they would teach a little bit about God in their schools, how society would be much better. We have the lowest crime rate in the world. We have the lowest health problems in the world. We have the lowest everything. And we have a problem. Learn from us. Don't criticize us. Learn. You have to learn from the Jewish people. Stop criticizing us. Work with us, you'll grow. You start to fight us, you will lose, you will perish. Like every single big society that ever was out there. If it was Egypt, if it was Syria, if it was any country, anyone you think, if it was Rome, if it was Greece, if it was Spain, every country that had the Jews and they let us be, they flourished. And if they didn't let us be, they perished. And that's what it is, that's what it comes down to. If that's what it comes down to. Let us learn our Torah. What's the problem with us learning our Torah? And not only that, what did the Greeks do? They said, listen, you believe in a God, right? It's easier to argue. Your God created you with a birthday suit. We have to embrace it. We have to walk outside naked. We have to play the Olympics naked. Not only that, they were so cruel. They said if you had a brit milah, you're unable to play the Olympics. Why? You're not a complete person now. You're missing something. You're missing a little piece of skin. The Jews used to stretch their skin. And actually, they used to go through a surgical procedure in order to sew some skin on them in order to play in the Olympics. What do you say about that now? Huh? And what do we want to be? Want to be like Goyim? When I walk on the street like them? They're the ones that are haunting us and hunting us and wanting to take us out from our roots. And we want to be like them. I don't understand how that makes sense. Can someone explain that to me? How does that make sense? The people that want to kill you, you want to be like. That's the basic story of Hanukkah. And they found the oil. Hope! They won the war! They won the war! And when was Hanukkah actually established? Does anyone know? You know, it was established a year later. It wasn't established right away. The Chachamim had to see if the avira, if the feeling, the environment actually still felt of Hanukkah a year later. They had to feel it. You know, is it actually there? Is it there? And they felt it. And they said, because of this, we have to do a holiday Hanukkah. If I would tell you how many times the Jews were saved throughout history, before the second temple was destroyed, we would have holidays every single day. Every single day we would have another holiday. But what's the difference? Over here we still had the feeling of Hanukkah. The last holiday of the Jews. That's Hanukkah. Now how can I relate this to the parasha? Very simple. The same way as how the Maccabees had Mishrut Nefesh, there was another man that also had Mishrut Nefesh. And his name is, can anyone guess? Yosef HaTzadik. You know, when I read the story of Yosef, you know, what I love about my shul, the Baal Koreh over here, we have a couple of Baal Koreh, but the main Baal Koreh, when he reads it like he's actually living the story. You actually feel like you're in the parasha at the moment. Besides doing the ta'amim and the tunes, you feel like you feel like when Yosef cried, when Yosef went and they took his blood and the brothers. Let me tell you a little bit of the story about Yosef. I have to. I can't stop myself. Yosef HaTzadik was born to a man called Yaakov Avinu. He was at the age of 17 and he had a dream. What was his dream? Him and his brothers, they went to the field and they were cutting bundles of wheat. Everyone had their own bundle. And miraculously, his bundle was in the middle, and all the other bundles were bowing down to him. Bowing down to his bundle. Okay. Weird, no? Weird story. Charamot Shavi the barrel, let's go fight it. He had another dream. What was his dream? 11 stars. The sun and the moon were bowing down to him. Wow. Seth, you're so egotistic. What's wrong with you? You think about yourself, that's why you have these dreams? Yeah? What does he do like a normal brother? I know when I have an issue, I go to my brother. Just to ask, to find out, you know, I want to know. He's the closest thing that I have. Him, my father, I have to ask. Yosef, he asked very simply. What did he do? They were all sitting down there eating. He said, listen, I had a dream. What was the dream? And he tells them the dream. And they started to hate him. Hatimloch, you're gonna rule over us? Oh, the youngest brother! Psst, your father gave you a new jomen, that's it? You're out flying on wings? Is that what happens? Everyone knows how we have someone like that in the family. We have a younger sibling or an older sibling, they get all the attention. Oh, our father's favorite! Psst. Oh, that father never went to chinuch. He never learned that you have to do equal. Kids at home have to be equal. That's the way it goes. Wow. The brothers grew a hate towards Yosef. Okay. Let's I'm doing everything fast so we can have enough time. Yosef, Yaakov goes to Yosef and says, listen, go to so-and-so place and see how your brothers are doing. Go. See how your brothers are doing. Okay. They go. Yosef goes. Suddenly, Shimon and Levi, they're like, look at this guy. I had enough of him. Enough. I'm done. I'm done with this. Why did they say this? What broke the camel's back? Yosef told Lashon Hara about who? About his brothers. What did he do? I'm going to say just one thing that he said. He told their father that your sons are eating ever min achai. What's ever min achai? An animal that's still alive. They used to cut off a limb. The Midrash said they cut two parts. Nothing that had a bone. They cut the ear and they cut the back part. And they're eating the animal alive. Little did Yosef know, Yosef was still young. So his father didn't teach him Sefer Yetzirah, which was the book of how to create things. He was still too young. You have to be at least the age of 20. And he said Lashon Hara. The father didn't explain to him, listen, we have mystical Torah. He didn't want to get into it. So he said, he pretended like he ignored it. And in Yosef's eyes, was like, what are they doing? This is not right. And Shimon and Levi said, I had enough. They saw they had a pit. We gotta get rid of him. We gotta just, that's it. Enough's enough. We all know Reuven got up. He said, don't do this. Let's not kill him. Let's put him in the pit. What was Reuven's plan? I'm going to take him out after. I'm going to save my brother. They take him. They take off his coat. They throw him in the pit. What was in the pit? Does anyone know?
Snakes and scorpions.
Snakes and scorpions. Wait. Tone down. They take his jacket. They tear it. They take a goat. Why a goat? The Midrash says the goat is very similar blood to a human. They take a goat and They poured the blood of the goat on the jackets, and they're getting ready to send this to their father. What happens? Yehuda said, listen, Yehuda, businessman, listen. Why to kill him? Why do we need our brother's blood on us? Why do we need his blood on us? Why? For what? For who? That we should go up there and they should accuse us like Cain in heaven? For what purpose? There's a group of Yishmaelim coming. Let's sell him. Sell him. Why do we need him? They take him out of the pit. I was assuming he was getting excited. My brother doing tshuva. So who the Yehud is he? Muhammad right in front of his face. Yeah, one big Arabi coming. Yes. Alhamdulillah. I come to buy you. And he comes all the macaroni. For how much does he buy him? Does anyone know how much he bought him for? 20 silver pieces. You sold your brother for 20 silver pieces? Are you not embarrassed? Is your brother not worth more? I think I'd rather my brother die than sell him for 20 pieces. 20 pieces of silver? You know what they bought with it? Ultra Boosts. They bought sneakers. They went to buy Adidas. Buy yourself a jacket. Buy yourself some. They bought sneakers. You buy yourself shoes, epitome of guilt, the worst thing, stuff that you step on. Buy yourself a portrait. Get an artist to draw yourself. You put him in the yeshua at least. No, they didn't do that. They bought shoes. There's a reason why they did that too. We're not going to get into it. The Shvatim were not idiots. They were not Rashaim. They thought they were doing what was right. And Yosef, Hashem Yishmor Oto, the first destruction, his brothers hate him. He went to a pit full of scorpions and snakes. Oy vavoy, this is our life story, you should know that. Yosef's story is our life story. What happens? He goes to Egypt, a country that's new to him, a nation, a culture that he doesn't know. He's standing there. And who comes? Mr. Potiphar. Potiphar comes and says, listen, I like him. The Midrash says automatically he was gay. Potiphar liked men. Yosef is beautiful, 17-year-old, nice, buffed. Automatically he had all the cuts, as they say now. Nowadays they had the cuts naturally. They don't need to go work out. Habibi, you looked very nice. He bought him. And after a time, Yosef was the head of his house. Anywhere Yosef went, he had bracha. Anywhere he went, there was blessing. But you know who else liked him? Not enough that his master liked him. His master's wife liked him. Can you just have that image in your head? Your master likes you, and your master's wife. So everyone's gonna ask, so why was he married? Because in order to have stature in Mitzrayim, you need to have a wife. That's why he married her. So imagine what just happened. Two people of the owners of the house like you. It got weird. Not only that, they said that Eshet Potiphar was so disgusting. She was so seductive. She used to, you know how we have to pray Shacharit Mincha Arit? She used to change 3 times a day Shacharit Mincha Arit. In the morning, she would have one outfit. During the day, another outfit. During the night, another outfit. He says he does that. Imagine. How, Rabotai? How she wanted to take Yosef. She wanted him. She tried everything. Yeah, those girls that walk on the street like Zanot. Yeah, Hashem should make them Choser B'tshuva.
Instagram.
Yeah? Those girls? No. Don't go for them. They can't be good mothers. If they don't do tshuva, they're not going to be good mothers. They're not. I'm sorry to tell this to you. Yes, start whispering different girls right now. Start whispering. Put them on the X list right away. Right away. ASAP. I'm not doing this because I hate them. I'm not doing it because I don't want them. I want them to be Choser B'tshuva. I want them. Rachav, her name was Rachav Azona, Yehoshua, which learned from the mouth of Moshe, which learned from Hashem himself, married someone that did Choser B'tshuva. They have hope, but they better act fast, because the time is ticking. Tick, 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 tick. It's not going to come back. Every sin, every avera, more tshuva you have to do. More and more garbage goes on you. The Midrash says that Yosef was so beautiful that Eshet Potiphar used to have a book club. She had a book club, and what did they used to eat there? Etrogim. What did they do? Everyone would have etrogim. They would go, they would peel, they would all be staring at Yosef, and they would cut their fingers. They would start peeling their skin. From such a meditation of beauty of Yosef, they couldn't handle it. Imagine you're cutting suddenly, oh my God. Where's Hatzalah? Where's Rabbi G? We have to call Hatzalah. You know what I mean? Right away. No? That's what they did. But Yosef one day was at night. He was in the house of Eshet Potiphar. No one was home. Everyone was doing what they had to do. And she said, "That's it. I had enough. My husband doesn't want me. My slaves would die for me, and I have this kid, this 20-year-old saplek that doesn't even look at me." You know how a girl feels so hurt when they're trying to show attention to someone and they get rejected? Psychological, anything that you can't have, you want more. Don't ever forget that. So stop being so straight. Here, take me. Don't be a tail. Not just you, everyone. Don't be a tail. Don't ever forget that. She couldn't handle it. She grabbed Yosef, but where did she grab him? Right where his pants is, but he didn't wear pants. He wore like a nice, like what the Indians wear.
Toga.
A robe.
Whatever, you guys know better.
Toga.
And she grabbed him and she said, "Lie with me." And Yosef said, "I can't. This is already pikuach nefesh." He found all the heterim in the world. Why to do the sin? If you're not going to do it, he's going to die. He has to do it. If not, because he found everything, every pikuach nefesh. You could do anything to save your life, right? I have to, no? Everyone finds every heter before they do a sin. I have to take a pull. My friend's offering me. He's going to think I'm a retard. I have to sleep with her. I have to kiss her. I have to do this. I have to do that. I'm not going to fit into the crew. I'm not going to fit in. You want to know something? Growing up, I also didn't fit in. You know what all of my friends are? At least some of them? They're still trying to fit in other places. You gotta chayecha kodem. Your life goes first. Your life goes first. Your friend's life don't go first. You don't gotta care about them. You gotta care about yourself. He said, "I can't." The Midrash says he's lying with her. He didn't sleep with her. Remember, before you do that last sin, there's always that one thing that God reminds you. Always. I'm just pointing at you, I'm talking to everyone. Always. Who does he think of? His father. Wow! Wow! In your life, you have to have someone that you have to idolize. What do I mean idolize? You wish to be like him. If you see him now, you're not going to be able to do that sin. Hashem said, "I have to save him." In his brain, he put Yaakov Avinu. He got shook. He said, "Listen, I don't care anymore. What is it worth it if I'm going to be perished from that world? I'd rather be perished from this world. I'd rather them kill me here than instead get excommunicated there. To sleep with a Goya? To sleep with a Goya? Someone that's Kadosh, to sleep with a Goya? A Masrecha? He said, "No way, Jose. No way, Jose." He knew there was tikkunim. He knew about the 84 fasts. He knew about learning a daf of Gemara. Is there also 84? He knew all this pshetlachs. He could have done it. Why did you put yourself in such a suffering? I grew up with this line: 5 seconds of pleasure, 12 months of Gehenna. You make the scale. Is it worth it? For 5 seconds of pleasure or 10 seconds? For a minute of pleasure. 12 months in hell. Is it worth it? Yes, there is hell. Hell exists. Hell exists. Yesh din ve'yesh dayan. You do something wrong, you're going to burn. You're going to burn. Simple. We're not in Honolulu. We're not on clouds. I said this last year too. We're not on rainbows. God loves us. No. You do something bad, you get a smack. You do something good, you get a reward. That's what happens. You guys are disturbing me. Passed already?
It's past 40.
Okay, it's okay. I'm still.
I'm sorry.
Going. Understand? There's onish. He got up, she grabbed his toga, and she screamed. The Yerushalmi says, a woman's nature is to scream. That's why when you see one day you guys are going to get married, you guys are going to go out on a date, your mothers, you can see your sisters, they always scream. Why? Be normal, right? You said to your buddy, be normal. Why? I'm not deaf. I can hear you. Shh. Why do you scream? Why are you causing yourself blood pressure? You know, that's why women live longer. Because they take out all their emotion. But they scream. The Gemara says it's normal, don't worry about it. Their way is just to scream. Because they know they can't do anything else. Let them scream. She scram. Yosef is naked over there. Potiphar is holding his clothes. The wife of Potiphar. Potiphar comes in. What is going on? Now Potiphar wasn't stupid. He knew that Yosef would never do such a thing like that. He didn't want to kill him, really. The penalty was death. He didn't want to kill him. What did he do? He said, listen, you're going to jail. Done. Life in prison. Now I have to break it down to you. Your brothers hate you. No. Your mother dies. Your brothers hate you. You get thrown in a pit. You get sold as a slave. No, first you get sold to Ishmaelim. Then you get sold as a slave. And now you're getting accused for sleeping with someone that you wish you would have slept with, but you didn't sleep with. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy, my brothers. That's beyond crazy. That doesn't even make sense.
That's depression.
But you know what happens? He said, no problem, I'll go to jail. He went to jail and he became the head of jail. The head of the people in jail. Wherever Yosef goes, blossoms, flourish, greatness, goodness. People love it. People want to be next to him. You know those people? That genioids. People always want to be around them. Why? Oh, what's the secret? The secret is he tries to do what's good. Yosef becomes the head of the jail. And one day, who comes in? Sarah Mashker, Sarah Ofod, the head of baker, the head of the wine department. They come in. We're in jail. Why? Because when I gave Paro to drink wine, there was a fly, some say a bee. There was an animal inside his wine, and he got very disgusted and he threw me in jail. Baker, why are you here? When I made a bread, there was a rock there and it broke Paro's tooth. If you look at the old Bukharian women until today, they sift their rice. Why? Not because of Pesach, not because they're kosher. I always thought because they're tzadkaniyot. They are tzadkaniyot. Because they're used to, back in Uzbekistan, they used to put the sack of rice with rocks. There was rocks inside there, pebbles. And when you used to eat the plov or something, it used to be like, they used to hit your teeth. Not only that, what's another reason why we should wash our greens, our alfiosh, our dill and cilantro? Because there's dirt there. You can't just rinse it, you gotta really wash it. Forget about being clean for bugs. Let's be clean hygienically. You're eating dirt, disgusting. Imagine eating bach, like, disgusting. You're like a frog. And what happens? After a couple of days, Yosef walks by, and you see these two guys. I would assume the guy that drinks is very skinny. The guy that bakes is very fat. Sitting on their bed. They're worried. Oy va'avoy lanu. What happened? Yosef, listen. No, we had a dream. Okay. In the name of my God, Hashem, I'm going to try to interpret it. I was sitting next to Paro. I gave Paro his cup, and I poured 3 clusters of grapes inside his cup. That is the sign of Hanukkah in this week's parasha. I'm gonna explain to you in a little later. Give me 1 second. Yosef says, in 3 days from now, Paro will take you out, and he will give you back your job. The baker got excited. Wow, Habibi, you got a good interpretation. My turn. No. I was walking with 3 baskets of bread and loaf and different cakes. Yeah. And I'm walking, and suddenly, birds came and they started eating from the baskets. What does that mean? In 3 days, Paro is going to take you out and he's going to hang you, and the birds will feast on your skin, on your flesh. Why don't he say, oh, everything's going to be okay? There's no sugarcoating, Habibi. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. No, it's okay. You're going to die. You do a sin, you're going to die. Simple. 1 + 1 = 2. That's the way it works in life, no? What was Yosef's mistake? He goes to the butler and he says, listen, I'm here for no reason. Please, when you get out, tell Paro about me. Tell him I'm here for no reason. Maybe the king could get me out. Yosef, where's your emunah? Where's your faith? Where's your faith? Because of that, he suffered for an extra couple of years. You're lacking faith? The Rambam says one of the 13 principles that most people don't do, and because of this they can't come back, and they're not going to come back for Techiyat Avitim, is that anything that Hashem does, He does for the good. There is no, oh, something happened. Hashem decided it to happen, and it happened. End of story. You don't like it? Go cry about it. But that's what happened. You don't need to like things. You need to accept things. But did Yosef give up? He didn't give up. He didn't. Do we give up? We don't give up, per se. Life is hard. Life throws us challenges that are even unhandleable. You want to know why I left 47th Street? I'll tell you why. I'm telling you and you because you guys are there. I don't know who else is there. You're also there. You're there. I'll tell you why I left. You're also there. Before I got married, my father wanted me to learn a certain extra trait in 47th Street. I learned it. One time I went downstairs for a smoke. Baruch Hashem, I don't smoke anymore. I went downstairs and this guy, if you would see him, you would think he's Yosef HaTzadik. No joke. So scary. This guy comes and says, listen. He says, you look good. I have a good business deal. First thing he told me, he's like, you look good. I said, okay, shkoyach. I have a business deal for you. Now, anyone in that block always wants something new. They want to grow. You know, it's sheeps versus wolves. That's the end of the game. Okay, I said, let me hear you. He said, I can't tell you. Call me certain. I call him after 2 days. I call him. He said, we have to meet. The guy came from his work to Queens to sit down with me in Queens to talk to me. You know what he asked me? I'll tell you what he asked me. Disgusting.
Told us.
He's like, do you have any hobbies? Hobbies? What kind of hobbies can I have? Yeah, I like fishing, horseback riding, sports. Shh. When I talk, please leave. Oh, what can he ask me? He's like, do you like to sleep with women? What? I want you to imagine something. This person looked like Yosef HaTzadik. Kippah, zakan, peot. I was like, what? Now, anyone that's not married, what would he say? Straight up, I like it. Straight up, I'm down to do stuff like that. I want to do it. Yeah, let's go. What's your business? You know what he promised me? He promised me close to $500,000 a year guaranteed, plus pleasure of Olam Hazeh. He said, I'll give that to you. He said, I don't work with these people. I work with high-end dealers. You're going to have to travel, but sometimes your clients are going to want a little bit more. A little bit more? Yeah, sometimes you can have... It's not funny. It's not funny. I'm thinking about it. I feel disgusted. Every time I walk on that street, I feel like throwing up. I was shocked. I was so shocked I couldn't go back to work. I found every excuse in the world not to go on that street. I was so disgusted. I couldn't... I said, maybe I should do it. All right away. Psst. Sekot, should I do it? There's a heter. I have to support a family. No. I have to support a family. No? Why not? What's the problem? Maybe. I'll be strong. I'll be like yourself. I'm going to say no. I said no. I have to ask my Rosh Yeshiva. Back then I was in Yeshiva Gedola. It was my friend's wedding. Levi Mushayev's wedding, Rabbi Levi. And the Rosh Hashiva came. I sat down next to the Rosh Hashiva and I explained to him the whole story. He looked at me. He said, "Do you even have a doubt that you're not allowed to do it?" I said, "I don't have a doubt, but I'm very tempted." You know what he told me? He said, "I bless you 10 times more. Don't even think about it." I never went back. I went back for different things. I never actually stayed there. You remember the funny thing is? That guy, I saw him, he never looked at me the same in the face. Never. Why? He was giving me pshat from the Gemara that it says it's better to do it with a Goya than with a Jew if you really have to do it. He was giving me pshats. He was already making me cheshbonot. He was playing with my olam haba. You know what he told me? He said, "I've done it many times." "You did it! Why should I do it? Why should I burn because you burnt? You're chotel machtit rabim. You let people do sin." I couldn't take it. I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna burn because of you, because of money. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You burn with your money, and I'm not gonna burn. Rather live like an ani marud, but not fall into sin. Avraham Avinu stands in the Pedach of Gehenam and says, "If you're a Jew with the Brit, what does that mean? You didn't sleep with a Goya." And he says, "You're not going in. You didn't do the sin, you're not going in. But if you did, what do we do? What do we do, Rabotai? We're not kids. We have to wake up from this illusion. We are not kids. Self-control. You're not a behemah. You're not a dog. Self-control. Yosef did it. He could have gotten away with it within a second. 1 second. No one would have known. No one would have known. Instead, what did he do? I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. How am I going to do it? I'm Yosef HaTzadik. How am I going to fall in such a disgusting sin? No. And who did he become? Next week's parasha, he was the second in command of the whole Egypt, the whole known society world at that time. The second in command when someone controls these tests. And if you fell, there's a tikkun. You can go, you can fix yourself. You can fix it, yes. You have a way to fix it. Don't say you have which I can't. You could and you will. And you will fight. Because we're in this world not to be dogs. We are not dogs, we're human beings. And how is this parasha connected to Chanukah? Why did they have a dream of 3? Why did the butler and the baker have a dream of 3? And the answer to this is very simple. A person must learn to do mitzvot b'machshava, b'dibur, and b'maaseh. What does that mean? With your mind, with your mouth, and with your action. The Chanukiah, how do we light it? We have a wick, we have an oil, and we have a menorah. One can't do without the other. You can't have a menorah with no oil. You can't have a wick without... Can you light oil without a wick? No. You need a wick. When you light your menorah, you're doing those 3 things. The Ben Ish Chai says this, I didn't say this. You're doing machshava, dibur, and maaseh. That's the power of lighting the menorah. Now, I promised myself before, when I finish this shiur, I'm going to tell you some skulot that I heard. Every skula that I tell you, there's a source to. I'm not a baba, I'm not a faker, I'm not another guy that's going to take your money. People come to ask me advice, I don't take money, I don't want your money, I don't need your money. I go to big tzaddikim, gdolei olam, and never one time did they even ask for $1. Not only that, one time I offered, and they got so upset, they're like, take your money back, I don't need your money. I don't need your tzedakot. I'm not living off charity. So next time you go to a guy that says, oh, I told the future. Now I had a guy, he says, such a fool. He said, a rabbi, I have a problem with parnasa. You know what that rabbi told him to do? He said, go find ants, and pour it all over your house. The fuck. More. Take ants, take the ants and put it in his house. What kind of stupidity? Take an ant? Get out of here! Learn Torah! Do Shat Dishmaya, learn something! That's gonna give you parnasah! Take ants! The fool! What an idiot! Stupid people! You know why we have Jews like that? Because unfortunately it's our fault. It's the Rabbanim's fault that don't get up and don't talk and teach the people! Get off your kiseh kavod and teach the people! Teach the people! The people want to hear. The people have ears for a reason. They want to hear. One ear's for their wife and one ear's for the Talmid Chacham. That's what it's for. So the first school I'm going to tell you. I'm not interesting for you? Please sit down then. The first school I'm going to tell you, I have 5 skulot for you. One of them is a little weird, but I'm going to tell you the source to it. In Masechet Shabbat, it brings down that if a person is careful with the lighting of the candle, that means he tried. Rabotai, I'm not going to tell you how to light candles. That's not my job. You want to go buy the ready oil, b'chavod. You want to buy the wax, b'chavod. But let me ask you something. Would you get married to someone that says, "Don't worry, I prepared everything for you. You just got to be in the chuppah and that's it"? Of course not, no. So why would you do a mitzvah like that? Is the mitzvah less valuable than your future life? Of course not. There's a mitzvah to get married, there's also a mitzvah to light candles. I would advise for everyone to go get crystal cups. Silver would be the best, but if you can't afford it, you get crystal cups. You put the wick and the oil like normal human beings. You buy the best stuff for Hanukkah, and if you can't afford it, come to me, we'll try to arrange something. Simple. Do the mitzvot the best. Do them the best. Like that, your family's going to be the best. It's a Gemara Masechet Shabbat that says someone that's careful for lighting the candles and being careful with the wicks and with the oil, his kids will be tzaddikim. That doesn't mean I'm going to do all the avarot right now. I'm going to do this, my kids are going to be tzaddik. No, that doesn't go this way. You can't do that. You can't do that. Don't be an idiot. You got to keep all the mitzvot. But know that you just got an extra bonus right there. You got a bonus. You got a pass card. Second, the Bnei Yisachar, or how the Ashkenazim say, the Bnei Yisachar. The Bnei Yisachar says as follows: if someone can't have kids, which unfortunately is it's a lot. It's a lot nowadays. If someone wants to have kids, and especially if someone is barren, they can't have kids, every day by the Chanukiah, to cry, bebichiyot shlish, every tear should be the size of, I don't know, of a big size. And they should cry to have kids. Because there's nothing better, there's nothing that's going to give you happiness in your life than your kids. And every parent that says, why I had you, is because they don't put enough attention to their kids. If they would put more attention to their kids and invest in them, they would want endless amounts. The Bnei Yisachar says this. Arvei HaSegulot. There's a book called Arvei HaSegulot that says that if you take the sentence Lechem Lefi Hatav, the gematria of Hatav has to do something with Parnasah. So on Chanukah, you should pray also for Parnasah. Don't be shy. Don't say, "Oh, why should I pray for Parnasah?" Pray for Parnasah. Pray. We all need it. We all need it. Number 4, Yisod Shoresh V'Avodah. There's a book called Yisod Shoresh V'Avodah. He brings down that a person should pray, that he should have Yirat Shamayim, and he should have open mind of Torah. And I'm going to add something. I'm not going to say why I'm saying this, but if someone takes the oil that's left over from the cups that were burning and they put it on their forehead, that also opens up your mind for Torah. Now the last one, which is the weirdest one, but I want all of you to do this. And don't tell me we're too young, we can't, we're not ready to get married. You guys are all ready. You guys, Hashem will give you Shatei D'Shmaya. I got married in a young age. I don't know how it was going to be, what was going to be. My brother also, everyone. But you know who decides? Hashem, for the loving God. Enough thinking that you control the world. You don't control anything. Hashem controls the world. He fills up your pocket. He gives you that next client. So a skula for getting married, I never tried it, but it says it in the book of Avei Segulot also. You should take the wicks of all the 8 days. That comes out to how many? We did it in class?
36.
36. The same thing of Haneret Halalu also has 36 words. Haneret Halalu, if you count there's two Neret Halalu. The shorter one is the original one, the original text. If you take all the wicks and all the extra oil and you save it in a jar, right after Hanukkah, you take not a foam cup, but you take something metal, you put it inside, you light it up in fire, and you do it with simcha, and you jump over it 7 times, it's a skula to get married. I don't know where they got this from. All questions later. 7 times you have to jump over it. 7. I'm repeating you what I heard from Gdolei Olam.
You said wicks?
Wicks. Take the leftover wicks. Don't just throw it out. The leftover wicks. Take it out. You put it in a container. You save it.
All the 36 wicks?
All the 36. You put the oil. You see, I love Jewish people. When it comes to skulot, wow. Their ears are their ears are like snipers. Weird. People like to do weird things, you know? Wow. I'm not saying you're getting married tomorrow. I'm saying it's a skula. That's all I said. Don't say, oh, he told me I'm going to get married. I never said that, and I'm quoting the Sefer. The Avei Skulot says it. Scream at him. They wrote in the Sefer that if you take a fire and you burn it and you jump over it 7 times, there's different reasons why. 7 I can come up with. Just jump over it. Don't go around it. Jump over. Make sure the fire is not too high that you don't burn yourself. Make it small. I can imagine already 6 guys taking a ladder to try to come over it. They have to make a big fire, you know. They have this whole shtuyot. No, simple, small fire. You go over it and that's it. Even the shamash, no, don't take the shamash. But you know what? You can take the shamash. If you light it with oil, you can take the shamash. And ask me later why. I'll tell you privately why. The Ben Ish Chai also says it has some kedusha. The shamash also has some kedusha. You shouldn't even use the shamash as a quote unquote as a light to say, oh, I'm not using the other lights, because the shamash also has some sort of kedusha. Now I'm gonna end my shiur, and this time I'm really gonna end it with one last final thing. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't be shy. When you guys subscribe, you give us chizuk to continue. When you finish watching the video, you give us chizuk to continue. We would love if you guys can join us live. Next week, I'm making a specific and special shiur, not about weed, but that's coming up very, very, very soon. Wow. With all the psakdins and with all the hashkafit problems with it and with the benefit from it. We're not going to talk about it now. I'm coming with a special that I already worked on this for a while about the Goyish holiday Xmas and New Year's. Wow. Until today in our community and abroad, Jewish people have a tree that is a pure avodah zarah from the Assyrians in their house, which I don't understand. I don't understand this. How do you have that tree in your house and you celebrate Hanukkah at the same time? I don't understand. I'm making a specific shiur about this. I would love to see everyone live. Please tell your friends. You give me chizuk when you're here. Press the like button. It's not going to kill you to press like. It's not going to kill you also to pass it to a friend. Share the videos. You're getting mitzvot when you do it. You're getting mitzvot. You're right. If you can't speak in mechazek the world, you just need to share the video. We have a lot of new things coming up in this specific channel of YouTube. We're starting to do We're starting to do halachik yomi by people that learn Torah 24/7. We're starting to do leaders of the Jewish Sephardic community, because unfortunately the Sephardim are very much downgraded in the world. We have hundreds of Gdolei Olam that no one even heard of. Hundreds. Do you understand that? When you hear their names and you hear their stories and you learn their Torah, you're going to say, yo, where have I been? You have to be proud to be a Sephardi. We have the strongest Mesorah. We have a stronger Mesorah than Ashkenazim. I want to tell you that. And I'm not scared to say it, because what's fact is a fact. We have a stronger Mesorah. And we have something else. I know I started to do the clips, the nice 10-minute clips, 5-minute clips. We're gonna continue doing that. We're looking for sponsorship, not for me, but for to mechazik the oilam raboisai. I don't take any personal benefit out of this. The only benefit I have is olam haba. If you want to join me in that olam haba, please share and subscribe. Thank you and have a great day.